Alright guys, so we're here at Keys Motorsports in New Jersey, and today we are going to attempt to put in this M3 steering wheel. This is probably the #1 most requested modification you guys have been asking for. You've been telling me to get rid of that ugly steering wheel, so this is the day, and what do you think?
I think it's gonna look awesome.
Yeah, so let's do it.
All right. Now, because we're dealing with the airbag, it's very important that you disconnect the negative battery terminal. So at this time, grab your 10mm and do that. Get the M3 steering wheel that we're gonna put in Justin's car. Now, the way that these are removed, or you take some kind of tool, I like to use an Allen key, and you stick it in the back of the steering wheel right there. There's a little tiny slit. You're probably not gonna be able to see it on camera. It's going to press in this little metal retaining clip, and then it's gonna pop out the airbag. You do one side, then the other, and then the airbag is free. Over here you can see the slit in the back of the steering wheel. Now, the ones on these wheels are a little bit more defined than the M wheels, but what we're going to do, we're going to insert this in. We're going to stick it straight up like that. And then what you do is you pry it in. Now, if you have something like this, it doesn't have much of a handle to grab on. It's a little bit more difficult, but as you can see, it can be done. We popped up the one side. So again, just stick it straight up. And you're going to just bend it in. Okay, just like that. Then what you can do is just carefully pry this out. And we're gonna disconnect the airbag. All right, so just to give you a better view of what's going on, you take your tool and you stick it straight up, and then there's this little retaining clip, and you just carefully bend that in, release it, and do the same on the other side. Then what you can do, there's another connection up here. You just take this, just very carefully unclip that, and then there is a 16mm in the middle, so I like to take my knees, press against the steering wheel because this is normally pretty tight. Now, if you look in here, you're going to notice that there is a little slit in the center portion, and there's also a little slit on the steering wheel itself. The cool thing about BMW steering wheels, they only go on one way. So if you try to line that slit up over here, the wheel just physically won't fit. So if you're doing this to your car and it doesn't fit, do not force it, because it is not meant to go on. And as you can see, it just literally falls out once you have it released. So here is a side-by-side comparison of Justin's original wheel and also the M3 wheel. Now, the most notable thing is this has the M button, which this one doesn't. Now, we haven't tried this yet, in full disclosure, but the wiring looks to be the same, so we're gonna try it and see if he gets the same functions without actually transferring over the buttons. If not, we may see if we can swap some buttons over. All right, so just like we did before, you need to line up that bottom notch with the little groove right there. And when you do so, it should slide right on, just like that. Then what we can do is we can take our center nut here, and this gets torqued down to 62.5 Newton meters. Then what we can do is we can take our two connections and we can plug them in. So there's that one, and here's the one, the airbag. And we'll take our airbag, you need to open these clips up before you do that, so they look like that. And then you'll notice that they are color coded here, so that way you can't put them in the wrong one. Okay. Lock that in place. And then do the same with the other one. Now, what we're going to do before I actually press this in is we're just going to reconnect the battery, and then we're going to test out the buttons just to see what they do. All right, so we have put the new wheel in and we did some testing. It seems like the buttons on the left all do what they're supposed to, and on the right, the up and the down arrow do the exact same thing as they did before. And this little button down here, this switches from like your radio to aux and whatnot. And the M button, we're trying to figure it out. When we push it,
Currently, guidance is not available.
it talks about GPS, so I guess it wants to send us somewhere. So I'm not really sure where it takes us. Somebody's on the phone, but we're gonna just give it a light tap. Okay, we're good.
Alright guys, so you saw how easy that was. Honestly, I'm shocked that just simply plugging this into the other wheel, the buttons still pretty much work even though they have different functions. Obviously, my car's not an M3, so the M button, we still haven't really figured out what it does. Makes it go faster, I don't know. When you press it, it like activates the GPS, so maybe it's trying to take us to McDonald's. I don't know, but if someone wants to buy one, they have access to them, they just can't ship the airbag, so what's the procedure for that if someone wanted to do this?
So if you email us at info@keysmotorsports.com, we can put the info below. We can search for them for you.
And you've got a guy that gets like the old steering wheels? Okay.
Yeah, we get used ones that are in really good shape.
Yeah. So there you go guys. You guys have been begging me to change the steering wheel. It's garbage now, it's old. That's all there is to it. So give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed it and subscribe to Keys Motorsports if you haven't already. See you guys in the next video.